Hello, Victoria Cochrane here. A couple of minutes late, sorry. Here again for another Spiritual Wisdom Hour. I hope you're all well and not too cold. If you're down in the southern states in Australia, or not too hot if you're in the southern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere. So welcome to my live show every Wednesday at 12 noon. My name is Victoria Cochrane and I live in the northwest of the state of Tasmania, and it's not too bad. It's quite cool here though. I'm a spiritual healer, a psychic channel and a clairvoyant, a medium and an author. Hi Jamie, nice to see you. And I'm here to talk about all things chakras today. I don't give live readings in this show. Welcome Jamie, so nice to meet you. I'm glad you've taken time out to come and say hi. And welcome to Jane, Jody, One Queen, Sally. Oh no, it might be Janelle. Great to see you all back on here again. So I hope you've had a good week, and Grant, I see you there, getting out and about, maybe starting to get back into life again, which is quite exciting, I think. Just being able to move around. I still can't wait for the borders to be open, but I guess we just need to be sensible about things like that. I'm just going to take you for a walk while I grab my water bottle. Welcome to my house. So, drop a line, say hi. Last week, we talked about the base chakra and we did a healing for that. And this week I thought that we would just move up to the Sacral Chakra. So this is a series of healing sessions on the chakras. And I don't profess to know everything there is about chakras. I do need to do a bit of research myself. But we can all be learners together. But as a theta healing practitioner, I also think it's important then to think about the negative aspects that we have in our in each chakra, and the belief systems that we're holding there, and then help you to lift them so that by the end of the 7th week you might be hopefully feeling a lot more balanced and a lot more positive. So each chakra, of course, has its own consciousness, and I think a lot of us forget that they are wheels or spheres of light, and they all spin at a certain rate, and so they actually, the amount of light that comes into our bodies, because we have a physical body, an emotional body, a mental body, a spiritual body, and into our chakras, it then equates to our level of consciousness and how high how much higher we can raise our vibrations to think above the denseness of reality on Earth. And it's really important to be able to do that now, particularly with everything that's going on around the world in politics and financially, and with the pandemic and all of those things. It anchors people in fear. And when people are anchored in fear, then they react that way too. And it just brings more of the same. So it's as difficult as it can be, and a lot of people are in very difficult circumstances now. It's easy then to think that we can't change things and that we're always going to be stuck in the reality, but nothing could be further from the truth. Hi Jane, nice to see you. Hi Kim. Hi Jody. Hi Karen. Hi Mimi. Kim, Sharon, hi Lisa. I hope your video will work. Great to see you. Hi, so it's great to see you all. Yeah, so with each chakra then, each chakra relates to a certain angelic ray, to certain organs in the body, and they vibrate at a certain rate, and so they equate to beliefs around ourselves as well. And so how positive or negative our beliefs around ourselves equates to our consciousness. So interesting to think about that. And the more that we bring light in, we bring them to a higher level, to a crystalline level when our light body is in, then they're crystalline spheres of consciousness that operate on a level of cross-consciousness and oneness. And you can imagine how powerful that is for the world. So it's all step by step, and nothing happens overnight. But the more we work and the more we practice and the more we believe in ourselves to be able to create this change through positivity and through just working and learning, the better off we'll be. So, as I said last week, chakra is Sanskrit for wheel, and we have 12 main chakras. For a long time we just worked on the 7 main chakras, but now we have the 5 galactic chakras as well. So the 12 is a very important number because there are 12 virtues, aspects and attributes of the Mother, Father, God. And when we're operating on 12, we're operating in the new age, bringing in the goddess light to merge with the God. And that's why we always say Mother, Father, God, because everything is balance of the divine masculine and divine feminine and divine union. And so that is source, it's all balance. So in the energy of source and oneness, everything is unconditional and there's no separation. And there's no masculine being better than feminine or anything like that. Everything is one and everything is equal. The 7 main chakras are the energy centers of the body, and they're linked to the angelic rays, organs of the body, and emotional aspects of our lives. And so they're incredibly important. Last week, we talked about the base chakra, and I'll just bring that up. I should have really had that open. Sorry about that. Now I'll have to search for the base chakra. Is basic trust and survival. It's our survival chakra, and sorry, there we go. And the colour is red, and it's actually associated to all the bones in our body, to our teeth and our nails, to the gonads, the prostate, anus, colon, and the adrenal glands. And the positive attributes of the base chakra, of which we talked about last week, are strength, truthfulness, vitality, power in thought, action and deeds, the will to live, grounding and security of self. Now, you know, we worked on the base chakra last week and we're working on the sacral chakra this week, but I'm really just picking them apart just to kind of give you a detailed description of each one, and we're working on each one separately. But the more we work on each one separately, the more it helps the ones we haven't worked on or the ones we've worked on before. So they're all connected, and as we strengthen one, we strengthen the other. So very important to be aware of them. Don't get too bogged down in all the details of them, and, you know, it's not necessary to know all the organs that they're connected to and all the ins and outs of them. But it is important to perhaps just reflect on what we might be holding in there and how it is affecting our behaviours, and for taking responsibility for that. So just a very quick word before I start rattling on about the sacral chakra is that everything that we've experienced in our lifetime is held in our bodies. And as an energy reader, when I tune into you through a session, with permission, of course, then I can see everything that's held in there if it hasn't been cleared, even if it's from a past life or very early on. it will present as energy. So I don't always know what it means, but it can be held in different bodies, can be held in different chakras, and can be quite debilitating and blocking if it's been there for a long time. And so it's very important then to, as challenging as it can be, to reflect on what we're holding and to go back to that time and to be able to forgive whoever was involved and release it. It's very important to be able to do that. I received the new Rebirth magazine yesterday. I bought 10. They're $8.90 each. And so I do have an article in here, but I notice that there is a beautiful free chakra poster in the new Rebirth Vade Mekam magazine from Spiritual Events Directory. So you can get onto that. It's also available online, so you can flick through if you're an online reader. So in this poster by Joanne Anton, Antoun, she says that the negative aspects of the sacral chakra are fear of loss of control or being controlled, financial issues, sexual interest, competition with or toward, abandonment, blame, issues with money, sex and power, personal identity. There's a whole lot of stuff in there. It's actually the seat of power. Sorry, I've got people messaging in. It's a seat of power, but it's basic. It's called the Svadhisthana, and it is basically around creativity, relationships, and sexuality. The colour is orange. The element is water, and the organs that are associated with the sacral chakra, which is in between your belly button and your base chakra, are the womb, genitals, kidneys and bladder, ovaries and testicles, bowels, the endocrine and immune system. Many illnesses that can originate from this energy centre are manifested through fear. So where the base chakra holds fear and anxiety, and scarcity and survival issues, then if that's really insecure, then we're going to be holding a lot of fear in our sacral chakra as well. Fear of losing control. So it's if we're really not feeling in control and we need to kind of control people in our lives because we're feeling out of control, is the seat of the ego. It is where we hold all of our beliefs around ourselves and our relationships with people. It is, and it says here, and I've been onto a couple of websites, chakrasinfo.com and yogiapproved.com. And also the lovely poster that's in the Rebirth magazine. Sarah will be very proud of me for advertising that. So many illnesses can be manifested through the sacral chakra through our fear of losing control in the relationships we've built with others, and even with our connection to physical things such as business deals or projects. So how we feel about ourselves is based upon how successful we are, the friendships that we have, how valued we feel in our relationships, how much control we have within our lives. And if we're really struggling with all of that, then we're going to be starting to get imbalances in our sacral chakra. And then that will put the base chakra out of balance because we'll be getting anxious, we might get depressed, and they're held in the base chakra. So they're really, really, really connected. So if we can't create physical expression of our life outside the tribal authority of the first chakra, we're going to get blocked in the sacral chakra. So there's a few common health problems that are listed on these websites that manifest from a imbalanced sacral chakra: chronic lower back pain, Because remember I said last week that the chakras go from front to back, so they don't just sit in the front of the body, they go all the way through. Arthritis, genital or sexual problems, and hip issues. I'm getting a little bit of arthritis in my hands, which is genetic, but it's still something that I would be looking for any kind of self-love issues or any imbalances that we're holding still in the body. I'm just going to, I've got lots of comments here. I often get a lot of base chakra feedback. Okay, I've lost video. Could be because heavy rain started. Oh, that is sad. Hi from Brisbane. Hi Kerry. Hi Rosemary. Hi Pamela. Hi Karen. Yes, definitely low self-confidence. So confidence is held in the sacral chakra. And because it's the seat of the emotional body. So we have the physical body, and so if I were looking in your aura and I saw red hovering in your shoulder or something, I'd be thinking that you had a physical pain there, but then I'd be sitting in that to see if there were any emotional or traumatic attachments to it. If I saw a lot of yellow in your aura, then that's the emotional body. And so the sacral chakra, which is orange, is actually attached to the astral body and the emotional body. So it is the seat of the emotions, okay? And emotions really rule our ego too, don't they? Because it's the seat of the ego. So we can get really caught up in our own stuff, and we can really find ourselves being lacking confidence or being overconfident. So with the sacral chakra, we can have feelings of inferiority, but we can have feelings of superiority. So we can go the other way. It's not just all woe is me. For some people who've got an overactive sacral chakra, they can be really full of themselves, and their energy can be quite confronting for some people. So Archangel Michael says that the challenge is, as we are releasing all the disharmonious energy from our chakras, and we're releasing all of the trauma and all of the baggage that we're holding there, that we're actually moving from our ego self to a soul-infused self, where we're actually coming more from the heart, and where we're acting from a place of looking after everybody, not just ourselves. So people who are still in the third dimension and still working from a physical base, so really from just worrying about themselves and serving self, will be really stuck in their ego body and in their ego there. But the more that we can work through all of that stuff and regain creativity and be in flow and feel confident to express ourselves and to be confident in our own sexuality and in our own personal relationships, then the stronger we'll be, and the more able we'll be able to look outside of ourselves. So Archangel Michael told me today that it's actually also the seat of happiness, and the seat of being able to actually look within and to find happiness from within. That makes a lot of sense to me, because a lot of people really are just looking outside of themselves, and the need to be in control and feel in control and in a balanced way comes from the sacral chakra. So when people are trying to control others, or are not feeling in control, so they put their stuff onto others, they don't know how to make themselves happy. And so they're looking outside of themselves for other people to help them to feel happy. The other negative trait is being a victim and not taking responsibility for one's own actions. And so just playing the blame game. So that's a very strong sacral chakra negative trait, is just, it's someone else's fault. And, life, it just all went wrong and it's not my fault. Someone else did that to me. So that's where that comes to. Hi, Tanya. Great to see you. Mental illness. Yeah, I would say it could be. It's definitely the seed of addiction. Okay, so I'll just read out the negative traits to you. Fear-based emotions, guilt, focused on self, lack of control, disconnection, controlling in relationships, addictions, feeling of inferiority or superiority, being a victim and blaming others and not taking responsibility for actions, low confidence, low motivation. And low motivation will then be filtering up from the base chakra, because that's where, if you're lacking vitality and you're in depression and you're in fight and flight all the time, that's going to filter up from the base chakra too. So when you're out of alignment, you can experience emotional instability, fear of change, sexual dysfunction, depression, and lack of creative energy. So that could then equate to being seen as a mental illness, chronic low back pain, reproductive issues, and other pelvic lower issues. And also then lead to drugs or addiction to drugs or gambling or money or sex or anything like that. So there's quite a lot of negative things that can happen in the sacral chakra. On a positive note, if it's all kind of really balanced and you've done a lot of work on standing in your power and feeling confident and actually being happy within, and that's what Archangel Michael said, being happy within and creating that happy space for yourself, and actually not taking on other people's issues, but also taking responsibility for self and working on yourself, then you'll be feeling in control, balanced, and your relationships will be in harmony. You'll have resilience, because the negative trait is blaming other people and just falling in a heap. You'll also be feeling that you're abundant, that you can create change, that you can enjoy life and enjoy all of the pleasures that come with it. So it's quite an important thing. Now, before we go on to any healing or anything, I do have my card here, the orange energy, and the affirmation that they have on this card is, I am protected from anxiety, immune to negativity. My sense of well-being radiates life energy. I give and I receive. I am a transformer. The giving and the receiving makes sense, because if you're in ego and if you're stuck, and if you're in ego, it's not just about thinking you're too good. Being in ego means obsessing about what's going on with yourself, obsessing about your weight, obsessing about whether people like you or not, obsessing about what you look like. All of those things, when we're stuck in ego, we're focused on self totally. If we've got imbalances in the base chakra and we are in depression and stuff, then that will radiate up to the sacral chakra, and we'll be really focused on our own selves and just worrying, not unnecessarily, but really stuck in that worrywart kind of mentality of just what's going on with me, and it's all about what's going on in my world, and we get blocked off to other people and what's going on with them. So when we start to transmute that, then we can start to see that other people have got problems too, and it's just hop on aboard the boat, because we're all kind of experiencing things like that. We're all working through our own stuff, aren't we? I have a Ra in my knees. I have a Caroline, did you have a misspelling there? I have a something in my knees. Okay, so the second ray, the yellow ray, is in the base, is in the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is orange, but the archangel associated with the second ray is Archangel Jophiel, which means beauty of God. And the second ray is the yellow ray of divine wisdom, illumination, enlightenment, and Christ consciousness. So we can start to contact and connect to that beautiful energy, then we can start to raise our vibrations a bit more. The key words are I want, and the sound apparently is VAM. So it's very important then to start thinking about what the belief systems might be that you're holding in there. So before we get on to that, I'm just going to pull some chakra cards for people to see what we might be doing. So I'm going to actually do those for, husband's just coming in, for the group. So I'm doing a reading for the whole collective here. Rich, how's your base chakra, your sacral chakra going today? Are you confident, creative, and in flow?
Well, do you want me to answer? How do you want me to answer that?
Here he is. I'll just meet the husband, Richard. That's my beautiful husband, Richie.
Yeah.
He has no idea about chakras, do you, darling?
They're colours and things, aren't they? Yeah, very good, darling. Thanks for that.
So, someone's laughing. Yeah, so Richie is not really into this, but he's very spiritual. He's very supportive of my spiritual work, so he's just
a good bloke, really.
Just a good bloke, really. That's what he says. He is. So, been married for 36 years, very lucky. Okay, so this is for the collective, and so these are chakra reading cards. I use them quite a lot on this show, and we are talking about the sacral chakra, but the issues that come up might not be sacral chakra cards, but there's certainly something to focus on. I'm also going to be using pendulum today to check some beliefs and things like that. So you might like to be thinking about writing down some of the negative and positive traits that you can identify that we can then put some healing into. So the negative traits will be healing, so we can turn them into the positive traits. So I'm just going to read out the negative traits again so that you can just have a little bit of a think about what you might be holding. So if you've got pain in your knees, say, or in your lower back, that can be really about support and not feeling supported. And if you're not supporting yourself, then you might not be feeling very confident, or you might not really have a belief in yourself it's not as strong as it could be. Arthritis generally is fear. Okay, so fear. So apart from genetic issues, which we all have to battle physical, sometimes it's just held in the physical body and it comes from a genetic kind of link. But if you don't have any of that in your family, then you can be looking at the emotional issues that can be attached to it. And fear is asthma and arthritis are generally fear, and that is held in either the base chakra or the sacral chakra, or both. Also, hip issues is flexibility. Okay, so inflexibility is another negative trait of the sacral chakra, because it equates to control, not feeling in control or needing to control so that you don't feel out of control. And some people don't feel safe unless they're able to control everything. So the belief I am safe or I'm not safe would be held in the sacral chakra. I'm just going to write that down as one of the beliefs I want you to test for. Okay, I've never had sore hips, but woke up with pain after receiving a very angry text message from a relation. There you go. Now, Lynette, sometimes the names are back to front, so is it Fiona? What you're talking about there is the psychic hook. Okay, so a really angry message or an angry thought or angry words, anything like that, are actually called psychic hooks, and they attach to you, and they make you worry about things and start to, they really lower your vibration. And so what happened was you got a psychic attack from your relation, and that has struck you in the hip. So it might be that you feel that you're right, or she feels that you're right, and that's where it is, or there's a grudge there, or goodness knows what's happened in the past. But when we think angrily or we talk angrily, it can really attack the person that we're thinking about or talking to. And it affects our physical body, even though it's gone into your emotional body or your spiritual body or mental body. Your physical body is the one that's reacting, because it's the only body that can tell us that something's wrong. So that was a psychic attack. So the first thing to do would be to break your energy with that relation, and actually just bring in Archangel Michael and ask him to cut ties and to remove all the psychic hooks and attacks from that relation. And then to just ask him to ground and balance and clear your energy. And we are going to be doing that today. And then just reflect on what she said. So it might be her stuff, but if she's angry with you, then what part do you play in that? And just be really honest with yourself about that, and then work through it that way. But the first thing you need to do is break your energy with that person that has attacked you psychically. Thanks, Pam. Cynthia says, hi Richie. Yeah, 36 years and 3 grown-up children and a grandchild. So we're very, very happy. Thank you. All right, so, okay, so some of the negative belief systems that you could be holding in your sacral chakra as a result of the negative traits. I am not good enough. I am better than everyone else. So you can have one extreme or the other. I am alone in the world. The world is an unfair place. No one likes me, or why would anyone like me or find me attractive? I need to control others to feel in control or to feel safe. I don't fit in or belong. I need to change my behaviour or appearance or identity to please others. Life happens to me. I have no say. Nothing will change. I am useless. I am undeserving. Or I am safe or I am unsafe. So you can be holding the positives or the negatives in your sacral chakra. Awesome. Yeah. So we'll be doing a healing later, Fiona, so that might help you with that. So this reading is for everybody, and this is to address the basic needs of the sacral chakra, which are creativity, being in flow, relationships, harmonious relationships, sexuality, and feeling confident in yourself. Okay, here we go. Well, this is just perfect. Universal light. So, okay. So this is Soul Star, and when we actually connect to the universal light of Source and we reharmonize all our soul fragments within each chakra and bring ourselves back to a soul-infused person, we are actually one beam of light, down to Mother Earth, up to the Creator, and this is what we're working towards. So let's just take this as sacral chakra today that we're working on reharmonizing. So that is what we're working towards. And when you then have all of this beautiful light going through, you're actually bringing in your crystalline light body, connecting to the crystalline grid and to the crystalline energy of the diamond core of Mother Earth. And being a light worker yourself and being much more able to be connected to your Christ consciousness and the oneness of the Creator. So it's worthwhile working towards, and that's what I'm really passionate about, helping people to feel empowered to do, and that they're able to do it. So that's lovely. So we'll choose another one now. Lots of Rosemary's on board today, so that's lovely. And Colleen, Pamela, lovely to have you all on board. Okay. The next one for our sacral chakra, perfect, creativity. So creativity is one of the strong aspects that signify that the sacral chakra is in balance. And when we're feeling creative, we're feeling that we can express ourselves, we're confident enough to do so, and that we believe in ourselves to be able to do that. So very important. And another one, family. So if there are problems in the family, or you're having problems with your relationships, and that is leading to imbalances in the base chakra, then that's going to come up into your sacral chakra too. So that's something to reflect on, that when we do our healing meditation today, that you might be able to focus on. Okay, so also I have these beautiful cards, which are the Psychic Tarot by John Holland, and they have beautiful, beautiful images. So I'm going to pull one of these cards for the collective. So I'm just going to really connect and ask for an unconditional love reading for the collective around our sacral chakras, and a positive reading for all of you to go with the chakra cards that we've just pulled. Okay. Whoa. I love it. The first thing is stand your ground. You are who you are. And when you are starting to bring in your I am and starting to realize that you are enough, and that you shouldn't have to change yourself for other people. If they're not happy with who they are, then they won't be happy with anybody. So it's all about standing your ground and really connecting to the spiritual truth of who you are. And when you do that, your chakras will be spinning happily. And this is where you start to bring in the positive beliefs of I'm good enough, and I'm always connected to Source, and I embrace my challenges and embrace my journey for my spiritual development, and I am enough, and I love and accept myself, and all those things. So just really look at this picture, and I actually really like this too, because this is the start of the meditation. I didn't get very far with channeling it, but I'll channel it from my head. But Archangel Michael said, in the energy of the orange chakra, it's like a sunrise, burnt orange tinged with yellow. And I didn't look at that card, and look at that. It's like, whoa, that's awesome. So stand your ground. That's definitely, I would like you to write that. I stand my ground. I stand in my power. I am enough. You know, that's really important. I'm going to channel it. I'm going to shuffle again. Partnerships and alliances. So really important to start bringing in the people who are really on board with your journey and with who you are. And so they don't actually have to believe what you believe, but they need to believe in you, like Richie does, okay? So it's really, and can you have a look at this, the divine feminine and divine masculine. So it's really bringing in that partnership and celebrating the unity of who we are, but also the diversity of who we are, and accepting that we're all on the same journey. We're just experiencing different things and going through different challenges, and that we need to honour each other and ourselves for doing so. And purple in this deck is spiritual. This is very much about our spiritual journey and our spiritual growth, and reharmonising our sacral chakra to bring in these positive aspects. And the last one is solar plexus chakra. So as we reharmonise our base and sacral chakras, then we're bringing in our seat of power in the solar plexus. And this is where we really start to anchor in the truth of who we are and start to stand in our power as powerful co-creators and manifestors. And this will be next week. But that is, as we do that, then this just comes into alignment. Okay, now I would like you, if you would like to, test yourself for some of these beliefs and just see what you have, so that we can start to, first of all, I will be calling in Archangel, I'll be calling in the Creator and just helping to give you the feelings, the positive beliefs and feelings. Someone's just asked for a card for a relationship, but I can do that for everybody. I could do a card for relationships, for work and for personal growth, before we move on. So this is far out. The readings in those cards down there. So this is for relationships, for the collective, for your highest and best. Something falls out that's meant to be. Okay, so this is a sacrifice card, or the Hanged Man. So what are you sacrificing in your relationship, or what are you not taking ownership of, or are you allowing the other person to dictate? So there are ties that bind there that can be released with perspective and also with honesty and communication. So when we feel helpless in a relationship, or when we feel that the other person is taking away our power, it's not an equal exchange of energy, and it's not really a harmonious relationship. So some reflection on your part as to what is not working in the relationship, and then moving forward. So number 12 in the tarot, the Hanged Man is number 5, I think, but it doesn't matter. If you're feeling that this is swallowing you up, and it's up to you to make the changes. And the first thing you need to do is just really take ownership of what your part is, and just reflect on what the lessons might be as well, and then have that open communication. But no one's helpless, and no one lacks a choice either. So to bring it back into balance, first of all, think about your part in it, and then make it a mutual decision. For work, for the collective, so just doing collective, we're really going to do a healing on Sacral Chakra, and I need to get on with that. Transformation. Okay, so if you're at a crossroads in your life, and it could be with relationships, with work, with personal, even with personal growth or with your spiritual growth, then this card means that you're at a crossroads, but you need to let go of the old so that you can transform into the new. So it's about letting go of the past and actually embracing the changes that are happening and seeing the positives in them, rather than seeing it as something that's bad or that is not worth happening. So see all the healing there, the green and the healing, and actually the wings. It's like you can take flight and you can really embrace these changes and let the past go. Then the future is really promising. And last card for you, for the collective. Time to move on. So when we change our thoughts, we change our reality. So turn it from a glass half empty to a glass half full and start to embrace what's happening and to give thanks for, start to see the positives and give thanks and gratitude for what's happening, and let the past go and move forward. But it's a mental thing. It's something that you need to actually get your head around, is to be able to see it as a positive rather than negative. So moving into the light, and then everything goes from there. Okay, we're going to do a healing meditation. All right, so if you have a pendulum, you can use this, or use your body. So you can stand up and say yes and your body falls forward, and a no is your body falls back. You can also do where you have your fingers together and muscle tests like that. So that's a yes, that's a no. Okay, so you can try it this way if you don't have a pendulum. I am good enough. So that's a yes for me, and this is a no. So if you can just write down the beliefs that are in the negative for you, then I'm going to send some healing. I am alone. I get a no. I'm just checking that I've got these beliefs in place too. Our belief system, we create what we believe, so our belief system is paramount to the creation of our reality. So very important that we're working on changing negative beliefs to positive ones. The world is an unfair place. So that is sometimes. Actually, I don't know what, because my sometimes is that, or maybe. So it's, yeah, it is, but I am, no one likes me. Or I am likable. Try that in the positive. I love and accept myself. Try that one. I need to control others to feel in control. I need to control others to feel safe. That's a no for me. I don't fit in. Or I fit in. Try the positive. I fit in. I need to change my behaviour or appearance to please others. And we shouldn't feel that we have to do that. Nothing will change. I have no say. I am powerful. I am empowered. If that's a no, try I am useless. See if that's a yes. That's no good. We'll get rid of that. I am undeserving. I am safe. So just jot down a couple of the ones that were in the positive for you that were negative. And now we're going to do this beautiful healing meditation, and then we'll retest the beliefs and see how we've gone in changing them. So we'll also ask Creator to put the feelings in so that you have the beliefs and the feelings to go with it. But I want to start with this beautiful image that Archangel Michael gave me that matched the card that I pulled of Stand Your Ground. So just take a breath and feel yourself in the space, grounded, present, and just work on relaxing your shoulders as you go. And push your energy down into your sacral chakra and sit in the beautiful orange energy in there. We hold the intention that we are connected to Mother Earth and the light of Source, and that we are guided and protected in the energy of unconditional love. So now sit in the energy of the orange chakra. It is like a sunrise, burnt orange tinged with yellow. You are the sun, ready to rise in all of your glory, harnessing the aspects of the second ray of divine wisdom, illumination and enlightenment. As you sit in there, a rainbow emerges and brings with it all of the aspects and attributes of our Father, Mother, God. And the rays connect to all of your chakras. We now call in the second ray of divine wisdom, illumination and enlightenment to connect with our higher self, our Christ itself, the Christ consciousness, and to bring with it a healing to lift the veil of illusion around separation and to help us to reharmonize and transmute all of the negative energy and fragments that have accumulated in our sacral chakra. We hold the intention that all of the negative aspects, beliefs and feelings we are holding around our creative energy, around our ego, around not feeling good enough or feeling too good, around not feeling connected or empowered or in control or safe, are now resolved on the history level, released on all other levels, and that the positive beliefs and feelings to allow us to feel good enough, to love and accept ourselves, to be balanced in our egos, to feel that we belong in the world, have a place in the world, to feel empowered to create change and to express our creativity, to feel in control without over-controlling things, to feel safe, to be able to create our own happiness without expecting others to do that for us, to be able to take responsibility for our thoughts, words and actions, all be now instilled in every belief system, in every area of our life, along and every belief level, in our sacral chakra, along with the feelings of what it feels like, of what the positive beliefs feel like, and what it's like to live without the negative beliefs in every time, place, and dimension with divine ease and grace. Thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. And sitting in that beautiful energy as you feel it all shifting, changing, resolving, and emerging. And then we hold the intention that the healings that we have brought in this week and last week for the base chakra be integrated together to make space and way for our healing in the solar plexus next week. Be integrated into all of our chakras, all of our cells, all of our bodies in the highest and best way for our highest and best. And then bringing in an aura cleansing. And a balance and alignment. So I'm now going to call in Archangel Michael just to integrate this healing and to ground it in using the pendulum for the collective. I'll just use my hand as a proxy for your sacral chakra. Positive energy going in. Now grounding the energy. And then an integration. It's a lovely chakra activation symbol. And it's done. As you sit in the orange energy, it is now perfectly tinged with yellow. You feel more confident and your chakra is radiating confidence, creativity, and happiness. You feel calm, safe, and grounded. So now, okay, so Cynthia, we're going to test now to see how you go and see if we've changed some or all of those beliefs. Remember, it's a work in progress, and if a belief doesn't change, then there's something deeper that needs to be found, but this should help a lot of people. At the end, I'll just give all my details because I'm currently offering 15% off my normal healing charges, but also I would just love to connect with people and just have a chat about what's going on with you, and I'm very contactable, so I'll give all my details at the end. Okay, so let's test. Remember, you need to test your pendulum for your own yes and no. The body pendulum, when you stand up, will always be forward for yes and always backwards for no. If you don't move, then you have the belief but not the feeling. So I'll just ask Creator to make sure that all the feelings have gone in as well. Yes, he says they have. Okay. And also, this is yes, when it can hold firm, and this is no. I am good enough. I give and I receive. Can you just check for that one? I am always connected to Source and to the unconditional love of Source. I embrace my place in the world. I am likable. I am lovable. I am safe. I feel safe. I belong. I know how to make myself happy. I am empowered to change in my life. I am deserving. I am abundant. I create abundance in my life. I take responsibility for my own actions. I am resilient. How did we go? I'm hoping that that's helped. And how are you feeling now? I'd love a little bit of feedback. I'm thinking that after these lives, it would be great if I could offer meditation later in the week, so that people can hop on board and do a bit more, and it would be very nominal charge. But I have a private group on Facebook called The Spiritual Journey with Taurus Angels, and I've got that in the introduction, so you can always hop into there. And my website, victoriacochrane.com, I'm really pleased with it now. It's been upgraded, so you can hop on there and just see all the things that I do. But if you really would like a little bit more of healing and so perhaps a reading, then please send me a message through our Facebook page, Victoria Cochrane, Psychic Communication and Spiritual Healing. Very long title. Or through here, Spiritual Events Directory. And it's 15% off today with an extra 20 minutes chat for free and some cards as well. So I really just, I get such beautiful positive feedback from people, and I would just love to continue helping you. So, but I will get on to start thinking about doing a regular follow-up meditation, perhaps on a Friday, where people can opt in on my own page. I think that might be a goer. So how did we go? Feeling more grounded, sleepy but content. Great, I had one no before and now all yes after. I still had a no for embracing my place in the world. Okay, so that goes back to connection and loving and accepting yourself. But it's really good that you've had some changes there. So knowledge is power. So you can just keep on working on it and just keep releasing, and lots of positive affirmations. All right, let's have a look. I need to go get hubby some lunch and myself. Here we go. Truth. Okay, so be really honest with yourself about what's going on and why things might not be shifting. And that's not to judge yourself. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm asking you to do. But when we can release all of the things, and that's also the phoenix rising out of the ashes. So just releasing, forgiving, and starting to be more aware of what's been stuck there for a long time, then we can start to bring everything back into balance. So it's just about really putting it all on the table, looking into, so if you're not embracing your place in the world and not feeling lovable and deserving, where does that go back to? And it might be your childhood or, something that's happened. So then it's about just releasing any resentment or anger or anything that you're not able to budge, being able to bring in the forgiveness, forgiving yourself, because remember that goes back to blame and guilt and all those negative aspects that we're holding in our sacral chakra. So trace it back, but if it still won't budge, then that's what I do. I'm very good at helping people to lift that kind of trauma. So please get in touch with me. And at the moment, for people who quote this live on Spiritual Events Directory, it's 15% off, and I'll be charging the 95, not the 105. So that's a good discount. So get aboard. We don't need to live with these blockages, and time to create change. Let's do it, people. Okay, so I love all of you, and I'm really grateful that you've all taken the time to be on with me today, and I hope that this has helped you and helped you to move forward. I'll be back next week, Wednesday, 12 o'clock, to talk about the solar plexus chakra. Have a beautiful week, and don't forget to keep in touch. Bye for now.